Journalism is all about uncovering facts, telling stories, getting to know people's life experiences and telling them accurately and unveiling the truth ultimately. Evidence, including no proof that the gun was in Tan's possession or that he fired the gun. My name's Ciara Lucas. I am a junior journalism major with minors and French and sociology, and I'm from Philadelphia. At the Park School, what I really love about the program is that you're not put into a specific track. You really make your experience, you tailor it to what you want it to be.
I met Ciara last year when I started at the Park School as a freshman. I knew her as someone who did radio along with me. We were both newscasters, and then I also knew she anchored Newswatch, which was really cool.
It's 57 degrees at 4:46. Good evening for ICB News. I'm Ciara Lucas. Breaking news.
We're working together a lot more. Her as the news director for ICTV, me as the news director for WICB.
Within ICTV, I'm now the news director, so I oversee all of the news shows under the organization, and I'm here for Newswatch 3 times a week to produce that show. That's definitely been an opportunity that has really made me concentrate and know that I'd like to go into broadcast. I'm interested in doing on-air work, but I've also learned how to produce and have had such a holistic experience with all of my involvement. Being a journalist today means that you need to have the skill set to provide for print, broadcast, online, any kind of medium of journalism. You need to know how to do it. The Park School has trained me for the real world outside of the classroom, beyond extracurricular activities.
Journalism is not a passive endeavor. It really is an active experience. And so what we want to do is have students do the drills in the classroom, learn the tricks of the trade, if you will, but then apply them in as close to a real-world setting as we can get.
My sophomore year, I had the opportunity to travel to Selma, Alabama. It was the 50th anniversary of the march from Selma to Montgomery, also known as Bloody Sunday. And we worked with NBC Nightly News to get footage of that coverage and contribute to their evening broadcast.
It's not like we're sending students down there to lay cable for them and make coffee and make copies for them. Our students are operating and performing in a truly 100% journalistic manner during the time of that event when we're covering it for NBC News and/or PBS.
That first experience for me was absolutely incredible because I felt like a real journalist. I wasn't just in the classroom or even out in the Ithaca community reporting local stories, but I had my feet on the ground in Alabama with about 40,000 people at that coverage, and I was there getting the meat of the story for a nationwide broadcast. The spring of this year, my junior year, I traveled to South Carolina to again work with NBC News to cover the GOP primaries. During this experience, I was working to provide content for Nightly News, but it was also to provide for NBCnews.com and also their social media, including Instagram and Snapchat. Last summer, I was an intern for Nightly News with Lester Holt. I was at the network in New York City, and with that experience, I really learned what it means to be a journalist at a network level and to work within a newsroom that broadcasts to millions of people every single day.
I'm really excited for this summer because we will both be interning in Stamford, Connecticut for the Rio Olympics.
I couldn't be any more excited. The Olympics is always a huge time for everyone during the summer where everyone just comes together and sees our athletes perform and represent the U.S., but it's also a very serious time for me to get that experience in the sports realm, not so much news, but to even add to my versatility and my experience within broadcasting. I'm so thankful for all of the opportunities I've had because of the Park School. And when I graduate, I know I'll feel prepared to enter the media industry, and whatever challenges are thrown my way, I can be confident that I'll know how to handle them and succeed. It's 57 degrees on Ithaca South Hill. For ICB News, I'm Ciara Lucas.